Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all great and wonderful, and I hope you're safe and warm because it's very cold here, and there's whole swaths of the United States right now that are freezing, and it's strange. But three things happened this weekend that are that tie together to form a story, and I want to share this with you because I think it's an important message. These are three very disconnected things, but I'm going to make them tie together, and I think it'll make sense, so stick with me. The first thing that happened is I opened a fortune cookie, and I got a fortune. I know, a little bit crazy, but this is kind of the theme. This is the theme for today. It says, the best angle from which to approach any problem is the triangle. Try spelled T-R-Y. The triangle. Yes. Try. Always. I think that's a super important message. The second thing that happened this weekend is I released a video. I did not release a video on this channel. I released a video on a different channel. In fact, I started a whole new channel that's just called Chevy. And on that channel, I'm going to post videos whenever I feel like it. There'll be projects on there, there'll be crafts on there, there might be tool reviews, or I don't know what. There's just going to be stuff, but it's going to be more consumable stuff, more YouTuber-y stuff. Because as much as I've wanted to do it, doing it on this channel doesn't make any sense. This is just this, and this is all this is ever going to be. And every time I make one of those videos and put it here, it just kind of gets lost, and people never find it because either they're subscribed to me and they just ignore my videos because there's one every day and they don't watch them and they don't ever see the ones that come out that are new and weird, or they find a video, they watch it, and then they don't find any more of my videos that are interesting because they find stuff like this. So it'll be a little bit of a different channel, probably more workshop related stuff. I don't know yet though. I'm just trying. I'm just trying something. The video edit sucks. The project is cool. I like the final project, the final product of that project. I didn't do very well with the talking to the camera. I started off okay. I ended up not doing it well. But in the end, it's a video on a different channel, and it's the first one, so it's going to suck. And I have the second one almost finished. It is actually a video I shot last year and never finished the edit for. I'm just going to finish it and put it there, and whatever happens, happens. I learned a lot yesterday doing that, or posting that video, because I used my action cam and I had set it to 120 frames a second thinking, oh, I'd be able to get some cool slow motion whenever I want. The problem is you need a lot of light for 120 frames per second, so the video is really grainy and weird. Learned a lesson there. But I tried. I freaking tried. I just did it. And the last part of this triangle is this stuff. This is not packages from you. This is stuff that I ordered. And there's a particular message in this box. And I think that one of the things I get asked a lot when it comes down to starting woodworking or starting making things, or where do you know, what, any kind of hobby that you want to start. One of the things that, okay, how do I make this work? I'm the kind of person that when I want to start something new, when I want to make a YouTube video, when I wanted to make a YouTube video, I wanted to make a new channel 2 years ago. You'll probably remember I said I was going to do board game reviews. And in order to start that channel, I said, well, I need a new camera, I need a new tripod, I need new lights, I need a new set, I need a setting, I need a table, I need to be able to fill that. And I started building this list of needs to be able to start, to be able to even just begin. I had all of these needs. I needed new microphones, I needed new clothing. I literally bought new, like, non-branded, non-graphic t-shirts because I didn't want to have weird publisher interactions. Anyway, I had told myself that before I could even begin, I needed all of this stuff. And I've always been that kind of person. Like, I'm going to start X, so the first thing I have to do is buy all of the things required to do that. And the truth is that's just a way of avoiding the actual doing, right? Like that's just a way of saying I can't get by with what I have, so I'm going to just, you know, delay until I have all of the things, right? It's the I'm not going to have a baby until I'm financially stable. You're never going to be. You're never going to be ready for a kid, right? It's just not how it works. This is a prime example. This is what I'm trying to say here. When people ask me what tool should I buy, I'm going to get into woodworking. My answer is always buy the crappiest garbage you can find. And I know that there's a whole lot of people who fight back against that. Like, oh no, they should really spend their money on quality tools or else they're going to be doing themselves a disservice because they're going to be trying to make something. No, buy garbage. Buy the junk. This is a $20 sander I bought off of what's it called? Amazon. This is a brand that you find on Amazon that I would compare to Harbor Freight. They just sell kind of, you know, low-end overseas manufactured tools. But I have a sander of theirs, and I absolutely love it. I have some other, I think I have some measuring tools of theirs that I love. And they're cheap, and they're affordable, and they're usable, and they're functional. This is a Win mouse sander. Here's the thing. I don't know if I need this. I don't know if I need all of this. But when I was making the black rustic furniture that I made recently, I really thought this would have come in handy, because if you've ever tried to use an orbital sander to get into corners, it doesn't work, right? There's no way to get this into a corner. There's no way to really just get into corners. I mean, it's just that simple. And so having a little mouse sander, having this little pointy tip, being able to get it into places that I can't get that, sounded very, very good to me. So, I'm an experienced woodworker. I have thousands of dollars worth of tools at my disposal, but I still went and bought the $20 mouse sander on purpose. Like, sure, I could have bought the $100 Bosch. I could afford it. I could buy it. But I didn't. Why? Because I don't know if I'm actually going to use this thing. I'm going to try it for 20 bucks. I made a basket. M's mom wants a bunch of these. How am I going to sand in here inside of these areas with a big orbital sander? I can't. But I think with this thing, I'll be able to sand this and get that rustic appeal on all of the corners, all of the areas of this that I can't get that giant random orbit sander. I think, but I don't know. I'm willing to spend $20 to try. And I think that's how it should work when you're first starting in woodworking. You don't need to go buy the $1,000 version of the tool. Don't convince yourself that you can't do this stuff without the best. I guarantee you that I will probably use this thing for the next couple of years and it will work just fine. And if that's the case, then 20 bucks was totally worth the investment. But the chances are, step back and look at any hobby you've ever attempted. Have you stuck with it? If you decide you're going to do woodworking, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what tools you need and don't need. The only way to find out is to buy the tool and use it. Are you going to go buy a $100 tool just to see if you like it? That seems crazy to me. Buy the $20 version. See if it works for your workflow. If it doesn't, you're out 20 bucks. And you probably still have a working tool because you're not going to use it that often. That's the other thing about being a hobbyist. You don't need to buy expensive branded tools that you're going to use a couple of times a month. It doesn't make any sense. When I was a mechanic, I bought mechanics tools, which are higher quality tools because I used them every single day. And I got tired of breaking the low-end tools. Trying not to be a negative here. But in this particular case, if I use this thing 3 times and it breaks, that's fine. That'll give me a good idea of what I do and don't like about it, so that when I go to buy a tool that will actually be useful to me, I'm not wasting even more money, right? I had a $90 miter saw. I loved that miter saw. The miter saw that I currently have is 300 bucks and it is garbage. I would much rather have my $90 miter saw. It was way better than this one. And for as much as I use it, I don't need to go spend $2,000 on the Festool sliding compound magic saw. It's just not worth it. You can do this hobby with very little money. You can do this hobby with stuff you buy at Harbor Freight, give it a try, and who knows? If you stick with it, then you can learn what you like, and you can buy the better version of the tool that you want. Don't buy a tool because you were told that you can't spend, if you spend any less than $1,000, you're throwing your money away. I think that if you spend more than $1,000, you're probably throwing your money away unless you know exactly what you're buying. And how do you know that unless you've tried it? You don't. So buy the cheap tools. Buy the garbage. Buy the knockoffs. At least try and see if that tool will even work for you. That's what I'm doing. It's a $20 test. Not of this particular brand. Just a $20 test of this style of sander. Do I like this style of sander? And if I do, this will let me know. This will inform me on my next purchase. And I'll be able to spend my money more wisely. I think it's a good investment. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I just threw $20 away. I don't know. But you should tell me in the comments below. Do you agree with me or not? Did this 3-part story about trying make any sense? Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is ennui. It is a noun meaning apathy and lack of energy caused by boredom and disinterest. And he spoke of ennui, of jaded appetites, of nights and days aboard a moonstone vessel as large as a city. Harlan Ellison, an American writer. Ennui. E-N-N-U-I. This book has a lot of French words in it. And French words that I've never heard used in an English context.